And so the coverage continues with Rob Cross, the former world champion, taking to the stage. Voltage looking for victory over Luke Woodhouse, a man who's had probably the year of his darting life and is looking to build on it and have a deep run in a major tournament. There have been some stunning matches on this stage already today. Stephen Bunting produced an incredible 105.66 average in his 6-1 victory against Jan van Veen, but it was step aside Stephen. Enter Ryan Searle, who in the next game superseded that, racked up 7 180s, and in a match where both players averaged north of 103, he beat Ricardo Petresco 6-3. We just saw Brendan Dolan beat Mike Kyvenhoven in rather more nail-biting circumstances. It was 7 missed match darts for Kyvenhoven before Brendan crossed the line to book his place in the third round. But now Cross takes on Woodhouse for the right to face Chisnell or Doby in the last 16. And Rob Cross has shown pretty good form of late, Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, it's been all right, isn't it? Finally the Grand Slam. A winner this year on the European Tour for the first time. He wasn't bad down under. He was perfect down there. But as good as Rob Cross has been this season, he's not the story in the last 5 minutes, because Gerwin Price is out. He's lost to Kim Huybrechts by 6 legs to 1, and it's purely because Gezi could barely hit a double. 1 out of 13 on the outer ring mean that Kim Huybrechts is into the last 16, and the #1 seed is gone.
And we'll play Stephen Bunting. There are a few that have been punting for Bunting lately, and it's opening up for him again.
99.
Is it going to be the Bullets Day? Same section of the draw. Ross Smith and Michael van Gerwen. Mario van den Behard are also through. The other match that
79.
didn't mention. 6-2 win over Matt Campbell. We still do have 5 games to bring you, including this one on stage 2 this afternoon. So get comfortable.
60.
And just to paint a bit of a picture about Woodhouse, we all always look at him as someone who has potential. But I think he has gone up a notch this year.
100.
I'd be very interested to see if we're sitting in the same chairs this time next year saying the same thing. I'd like to think we are. But the one thing I will tell you, if you compare him to Rob Cross this year, and we know how good Rob has been, Woodhouse has played 78 matches in Players' Championships this year to Rob's 79. That tells me something, that he's been playing a lot of darts and winning a lot of matches.
Yeah, well, he'll go to all of them, won't he? But he did have that run to a final over in Germany, a first one.
90.
Losing to a good pal in Damon Hetter as well.
127.
There are no friends here in Minehead the next couple of days, because when the #1 seed is gone and when the #2 seed is gone, there will be a feeding frenzy. They'll be like pigeons at a bakery at 6 o'clock in the morning when the crumbs are on the ground.
Well, Cross is coming back for the crumbs, having missed the ball for the 127. Looking to hoover up the remainder.
57. Robbie required 25.
And it would be an immediate breaker throw, instantly turning the tie in his favour if he can land this 88. Or 44. The first start was some distance away.
70.
That's closer, but not close enough.
Luca requires 74.
Woodhouse needs to do a Rosie Gaines here. Needs to go closer than close. Double top. Over the top.
54.
You heard that noise of that dart hitting something before it hit the board. Had that not happened, he had a better chance of winning the leg.
Usually so good in these kind of moments, Rob Cross. That's usable. Can slide it in off that, but he's avoided it completely. Well, you talked about Gerwin Price's doubles disaster. It's already turning into something similar here for Rob Cross.
Game shown.
Double five to the rescue for Woody. He gets the start that he wanted, and he looks at the dartboard somewhat deliberately, as if to say, well, that didn't really go to plan, but here's the thing, Luke. It did.
Well, it's
100.
punishment for half a dozen darts missed by Cross to break the throw.
They make an error. If you're there to pounce, do your job. Now all he's got to do is minimise the amount of efforts that Rob gets at double, and he could find his way through this one. The last round here, that will be best of 11 legs.
Have
you ever studied Rob Cross's throw? His stance, his throw, tendencies? It shouldn't work.
82.
But it does. Do you know who we said that about? Phil Taylor. Because of eye dominance, because of the fact that he was slightly under optimum height.
Even the grip, try and throw a dart with the same finger grip as Taylor, it'll just fall on the floor for most people.
Try holding a dart and throwing it the way that Rob Cross does. I promise you, you won't be able to do it. It's one of the most individual grips in world darts. I still don't know how he does it.
Robbie require 164.
Can he get a grip on the game? Trying to bounce back from those doubles missed in leg one. Playing a player who has got a decent record against him here, by the way. 4-4, they're head-to-head. And Woodhouse did beat Cross in their only meeting this year. It came just a couple of months ago in Hungary on the European Tour.
That was a big tournament for Woodhouse. His first final session on the European Tour, and it got him to the World Grand Prix.
Robbie require 115.
Speaking of the World Grand Prix, Rob Cross and his record at the Grand Prix, well, they don't go together. Like a round peg and a round hole.
75.
And doubles and Rob Cross are not going together in this game so far. 7 on the spin. Missed by the former world champion. He will get 3 more.
Robbie require.
How many does he need, though?
Well, the last thing he wants here is the first dart to go on the single 10 side of that double. What's he doing? Is it a score error here?
20.
Or yeah, it must have been.
Luke, you require 8.
Apologies there. The scoreboard must have been off there.
Woodhouse has got 8.
And
he gets 8 for 2-0. So the pattern of this game so far is very, very simple. Cross is missing doubles. Woodhouse is taking what's left. This cannot continue for Rob Cross. He must arrest this slide pronto.
85.
The timing of this tournament in the air, it has been different in certain years. Kevin Painter won in early December. Phil Taylor has won this tournament early in the season, be it the end of January. But now, because this is a firm fixture a week after the Grand Slam, we do see tendencies from people who have good Grand Slams and they don't play well here.
Well, he's missed 10 darts at double now. Apologies for the confusion at the end of that previous leg.
57.
It was just a scoreboard error, but he still missed all of the attempts, and it's 10 straight darts at double missed. Luke Woodhouse isn't playing particularly well in this game. He's been gifted a 2-leg lead.
We are approaching that time of year where gifts are a very good thing for everybody. But you don't want to be giving legs away in a best of 11 match in a tournament like this when a game is worth £3,500 in ranking money.
We mentioned price, didn't we? The 1 out of 13. Rob Cross is going the same way, it seems, at the moment. Woodhouse gets in positions to punish him. And Cross is in trouble.
99. Luke, you require 125.
He's going the bullseye first and gets the 25 off. Doesn't quite lay it up to where he wanted, but I think I'd rather be where Woodhouse is.
He went for that trusty treble 18, but even that's deserting him at the moment. This is uncharacteristic cross.
48. Luke requires 60.
Double top isn't moving.
Doesn't look like a great dart, does it? But he's found a way. He knows that was difficult. Woodhouse. Not sure he knows how he's 3-0 up.
Don't ask yourself that question when you're in the middle of a game.
96.
Be thankful that you've got a head start on someone like Cross. He still needs 6 legs. You just need 3. Remain on point and do your job.
By the way, Michael van Gerwen has started off in spectacular fashion against Ross Smith. A 10-dart leg in the first leg of that match.
What is it about this tournament in MVG? 7-time champion.
47.
Nobody's anywhere near that in the all-time list. The next best multiple champion is Phil Taylor with 3. Go so far as to say that nobody will ever win as many of these as Michael van Gerwen.
58.
The way this game has panned out so far, I'd go so far as to say if Bunting was in this match, he would have won it already.
125.
Ryan Searle would be feet up with a libation at this time. Very surprising standard from these two players. Still time to put it right. But Woodhouse is just very grateful that this game is competitive considering the level he's playing at.
Here comes Cross.
140.
Well, it's a 140, but something similar from Woodhouse will just add some more pressure, and he's going to get something similar. He's going to get something better. Big pressure on Rob Cross, who so far failed to hit a double in this match. He does get a go at another one. 10 have been missed in a row. But Cross puts an end to that trend.
Rob Cross, fifth leg to throw first. Game on.
You could say that Minehead was where his career pretty much started, with the exception of a qualifier for the UK Open. As far as this tournament is concerned, this is his 7th Players' Championship Finals.
98.
His best effort was 2022. Made the final. Lost out to a certain MVG. Which means that he is part of a very exclusive club of players who have lost in a final in the UK Open here and the Players' Championship Finals.
Yeah, you hark back to those days as a qualifier in the UK Open as well, when nobody really knew who Rob Cross was outside of his own household. But he had that run.
57.
It's a little harsh, isn't it?
He was one of the amateur qualifiers, wasn't he? He had that run, and most people then knew him for the man that Michael van Gerwen hit a 9-dart finish against, and was it a couple of 170s in that game as well?
Yeah, he could have been the answer to a quiz question at that point, but decided to create this rather impressive legacy that is nowhere near completed yet.
Yeah, who would have known on that day that just a couple of years later he'd be beating Van Gerwen in a world semi-final, one of the greatest games on the Ali Pali stage, and then going on to see off Phil Taylor.
One of. I'm not having that. It is the greatest Ali Pali game. There is no question about it in my eyes or ears or anything else. That is the greatest Ali Pali game because of just how incredible it was. Double 16 for Woody.
Game shown, the fifth leg.
Well, this isn't the greatest game for Rob Cross. That is for certain.
Well, at least the averages are now in the mid-80s, a bit more respectable than they were a couple of legs ago. Woodhouse can keep his first dart there. He's not going to do much wrong, and that should be a max.
180.
The iconic call from Russ Bray. Cherish it while we still have it.
100.
But I assure you of this. Cross is going to need more bellowing from Russ if he stands any chance in this match.
60.
It's not about the doubles now. What's gone before is forgotten. It's what he does next that will define his tournament. And Cross is in this sort of situation in his career now where he doesn't have to worry about world rankings or where he'll be seeded for worlds and things like that. He just wants to win these things. He wants to get a World Grand Prix, a Grand Slam, another European title. Because he may wonder when he goes to bed at night, just what is my legacy going to be? Bullseye for Luke.
96.
Well, you feel that this could be the key moment in the match. If Rob Cross takes this out, it's very much a match. If he doesn't, it could be game over, effectively. Treble 19, that's what he needs. And now double 16. He's just got it, hasn't he? When his back's against the wall, he comes out swinging time and time again. In a game where he's been plagued by missed doubles. He missed 10 on the spin, but he's hit 2 crucial clutch double 16s to keep himself in contention.
Yeah, but that might be all she wrote. Think back to Mario Van Bahada this afternoon against Matt Campbell. He took out 157 and 122. He didn't get much else. What's to say that Rob's going to get anything else? You've got to create that chance with dynamic scoring, and from this position, it's got to be from now to the end. 58. He can barely have a bad visit from here.
Rob Cross playing chaser. That finish got him this opportunity, but as Paul Nicholson rightly assessed, he now has to take this opportunity and probably needs to win this leg. Only needs one treble to be first to a finish against a throw here.
By the way, a certain Van Gerwen on the main stage is 5-0 up on Ross Smith, averaging nearly 120.
Oh, okay. He said yesterday that he was struggling a little bit with his form.
Yeah, right. That's like saying Gary Anderson doesn't practice.
Just looking at the performance from Michael Van Gerwen. Started with a 10-darter, as I mentioned earlier. Then the second leg was actually an 18-darter, so think about what he's done since then. 12, 11,
99.
12.
So rather good then. Ross Smith, 5-0 down, averaging nearly 110.
54.
Welcome to
require
A-level darts here at Minehead.
5 out of 5 on doubles as well, by the way, MVG in that one.
Yeah, what Rob Cross would give for that.
53. Rob will require 154.
Missed twice as many darts at double in this game than Michael Van Gerwen's had in that one. Luke Woodhouse has got the opportunity now to put Cross
64.
to the sword once again.
Luke, you require 50.
Whatever you do, Luke, just go for double 16. It's been useful to you. Very good. Very, very good. In a tournament where there definitely is opportunity for somebody to make a name for themselves. Why not Woodhouse?
One away, Rob Cross now needing 4 on the spin. But it's been a tournament that we've been talking about being littered with opportunity. Well, if Woodhouse can cross out Cross
97
from the draw bracket, then maybe he's one to talk about. As you say, Dave Chisnell or Chris Dobie await the victor of this one. Both tough opponents, but you wouldn't regard them as tougher opponents than Rob Cross, would you?
Now, bearing in mind that all of the tournaments that people played in qualifying for this, there were 18 Players' Championship winners this year. 18. That's quite a lot. Of the players that have been successful on this board today, Bunting hasn't won one this year. Neither has Mario van der Behare or Brendan Dolan. The only person who has won on this stage today, who has won a Players' Championship this season, is Ryan Searle. Double 18 for Cross. He's won a title this year. But if he's winning this game, he's going to need to be brilliant from here on out.
Great leg of darts from Rob Cross. The finishing has suddenly become very polished. That's a dozen dart leg from Cross. He missed a double in it as well.
Have you ever noticed how much water is on the table for Rob Cross every time he goes on stage? If you look at a European Tour event or something like this, he always has more water than his opponent. Just look back at the tables. Woodhouse has got 1 bottle. Cross has got 2. If you think that's an accident, think again. That's by request. Every single time he's not throwing, he is having a sip of water. It's part of his process.
37.
Well, the process is sharpening up on the finishing, and he's done that. 93 he's taken out twice, and he's also had 108 check out. But it remains in Luke Woodhouse's hands. All he has to do is find a hole to throw when he's over the line.
He's got to stay there to try and leave a finish.
99.
And he's got it. That's one of the best darts we've seen today.
But it means he'll get a chance to win the match. It means he'll walk to the hockey with a finish in front of him. And that means that he'll get 2 bites at this cherry.
Require 170.
Michael van Gerwen has won. And by my reckoning, it is a tournament record average of 118.52. One of the performances of the entire year. To beat Ross Smith by 6 legs to 1. More on that post this shot, or even after this match is concluded, because Luke Woodhouse is now on the cusp of eliminating one of the tournament favourites. It didn't take him long to get it done. Woodhouse was excellent. And as soon as Rob Cross had to admit that he did not find his doubles at the start of the match, Woody took all of his chances. And here's the thing, Woody's in the last 16. Tournament average for Luke Woodhouse is excellent, but it's not as good as Michael van Gerwen's. We can confirm that van Gerwen's win by 6 legs to 1 against Ross Smith betters the tournament best average in a win by 6 points. More on that when we come back, because we have the small matter of Josh Rock against Gabriel Clements.